Hey Stampin' friends, welcome to the Joy Stamping with Rachel. I'm Rachel Coon and it's Fun Fold Friday. Today we're making a really fun this birthday piggy push-up card. I am just loving these cute little pigs and I can't wait to show you how we've paired the dies with the stamp set to make this super fun fold. Go and hold my flip and we'll get started. All right. Hopefully you guys can see everything okay and it's not too glary. We have a light right above us today and that's okay. We'll move this in just a minute. Fun Fold Friday. That means I love to hear from you. I will always I try to always do a fun fold on a Friday on my Facebook Live and then I share it onto YouTube and I love to see your guys' comments. One person who comments today, one lucky person, will be the winner of the card I'm making in today's video. So make sure you comment by midnight and either in the comments below on Facebook or on the description in the comments below the description on YouTube. All right, let me show you the card and a little bit about this fun bundle we're using today. So this is a push-up card, so it lays flat like this and has this cute little saying, this little piggy says, and then I have it stamped with the "we" all over it. But then it's a push-up card where we go ahead and we slide this down and it reveals our cute little piggy in the back there with his little happy birthday banner. And that's why it push-ups. Let me show it this angle too so you guys can see this tunnel that we make through here and how it folds back in to it. Oh, my balloon got stuck. Hold on. There we go. There we go. I'm going to get our balloon stuck in our banner and then it can just open back up. And the cool thing about this is that when it goes flat, it will fit into a regular envelope. So that is a great thing about these measurements here. Let me tell you about the stamp set. So this stamp set's in the annual catalog. In fact, it went on the 24-hour sale yesterday, but it's also part of the perfect pairing promotion. Perfect pairs? Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Where we have a stamp set that is in the annual catalog that's now being paired with some dies just for the month of September. So if you want this as a bundle or separately, be sure to order with the hostess code for September and I'll send you some extra happy mail. But let me show you the dies as well. So this you can get all year round in the annual catalog, but this you can only get for this month. And this is what makes it so much fun. These are called the Playful Piggy dies. And there's a lot of dies in there. There's 18 dies. So we have like the grass, a cute little wagon. We're not using the wagon in today's card, but I did die cut it out so you could just see how cute that wagon is with that embossing detail. It even has the tires I can cut out later to glue over there to change it up, and even has a different handle color right here in those dies to make that cute wagon as well. And I've seen great people who've used this cake piggy to put into the wagon. So it's a super, super cute die cut. Or you can use that for anything that you want. But yes, these dies are amazing. So for this one, we are using the cake one. We'll die cut that part out. And then this little banner piece here for our sign. And I think that's all for and the grass. Those are the things that we die cutted, is that a word? Die cut for this card today. All right, let me go ahead and set that aside. So let's pretend you bought this stamp set yesterday and you're like, oh man, I didn't know there was dies that go with it. And it was on sale yesterday. You can still buy the dies separately. In fact, I had bought the Yeti to Party stamp set before I knew about these awesome deals. So if you bought these stamp sets early on and you already have the stamp set, you don't have to buy it as a bundle. You can get the dies separately. All right, let's put our card back in here and show you how to make this really fun push-up card. First, let's talk about our pieces that we have, and then I will get ready. So I already went ahead and I die cut out our cute little cake piggy using our Memento ink on a piece of basic white, and we will color him later with our stamping blends. I also have die cut out in crumb cake our cute little sign here. which we will then piece our pieces here. So the saying itself for that stamp set says, "This little piggy says happy birthday," but I only want it to say, "This little piggy says." So we will just use our paper snips and we will fussy cut that out here in just a minute. You'll need 2 pieces of the basic white. One's for the front and one is for the back, because you want to have a spot that you can actually write on this card, right? You want them to know it's from you and have a cute message on there as well. So be sure to have 2 of the same size, a basic white for this, and all these measurements will be over my blog because there's just way too many for me to say and share today without getting you completely confused. So be sure to check back my blog for all these measurements. This will fit on here like this, and this one will be on here like that after we stamp one of those basic whites. That will be our push-up part. This is our base here, but first let me show you how I die cut that grass line with our parakeet party paper. So I had about 3/4 of a piece of paper by 5.5, and then I ran it through, and then what I just need to do is to finish it off, to release it, is to cut off that edge there. And then we'll do it to the same side over here. And then I should just be able to pull off this top, and there we have that cute little grass. So that is my tip to you, because it doesn't completely cut it out. So you will need to either measure it, the exact measurement, which is about 4 inches. So if I would have done 4 inches on it, I wouldn't have to worry about trimming it, but I went ahead and just used the paper that I had ready. All right, so there's our grass. We'll set that aside too. And I did die cut. Oh, I forgot to show you that one. There's a cute little, like a banner in there as well as a die. And it has these different embossing parts. It has the stripes, the circles, and like the cross-stitching look to it. And so I've die cut those into 3 different colors: the pool party, daffodil delight, and the parakeet party. And that will be for us to embellish a little bit. Okay, let's talk about this card base here. It is intense. You'll see I have lots of score lines, and we still need to make our slit. So let me show you a little bit about this and give you an idea. Again, all these measurements will be over my blog. It started off as a regular 8.5 by 5.5. It scored at 4.25. So that's still our centerpiece right here. That's a very typical card measurement. And then I went ahead and put it in our trimmer and made these different panel pieces here. And they are uneven. So the first one is, let me turn it this way so we can see better. 3/4, and then I have 2 1/8. Then I have 2 7/8, and then we have 4.25. So that's our halfway point. 5 5/8, 6 3/8, and 7 3/4. On my paper trimmer, these 2 last measurements are really hard for me to get to because of the way the paper trimmer is. Let me show you where it has like this little 6 part here. And then we open up our arm, which is great, but then it's still kind of tricky for me to see the measurements clearly here. And I just didn't want to mess it up. So what I ended up doing was my last score before that second to last one. So this one right here, that was the 5 5/8 one. After there, I just went ahead and moved this over to my 3/4. So I knew where 3/4 is on here, and I lined it up and I did my score line there. Then I also knew that this last piece needed to be 3/4 as well. So then I just shimmied it over to that 3/4 line right there and scored it as well. And that also lines up right there to my 7 3/4. Okay, now that we have our score lines all there and ready to go, we need to make some slits. So go to your 4.25 and put that in our track right there. So we have it looking like it's the 4.25. You can even see it right here on this side where you can see better how we're gonna move it. So what I'm gonna do is just go a smidgen to the left here. So right about there. One little dash line over. I'm gonna get my cutting blade in here, and where it's gonna meet is gonna be on the 7/8 on here to the 4 5/8. If it makes you nervous, you can go ahead and use a pencil line and measure it here first so you can kind of have more of a visual. And I did that one for my first one, but we're gonna try to see if I can see this good enough. Yeah, so it's these little rulers right here. So my 7/8 is right before my 1. And I'm going to go all the way down here to my 4 5/8. So that goes a little bit past my 4.5. but I want to start it in the middle. And I'm wishing maybe the lighting's weird. So I'm going to turn it so I can see without that glare. And maybe you guys can see it better too. Let me go ahead and put my arm down. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I have it at my smidgen over here. I'm not right on my score. I'm going to start my cutting not right at my measurements, so that way I'll use this to know when to stop. So I'm going to go up to my 7/8, which I'll line it up right about there. And then I'm going to go back over my cut and go to my 4.5. I'll see where my 4.5 is. And then I'm going to go just a little bit past it to my 5/8. I'm lining up this little score line here to my ruler there. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now we're going to do a smidgen to the next direction. So we went a smidgen that way. So we're at the 4.25. We went a smidgen this way. Now we're going to go a smidgen back. So one little dash over, and now we'll be able to cut on the other side of that score. Again, at the same spot, so I'm going to move my trimmer blade to my 1, and then just a little bit past it. I'm trying to go very slow so I don't go faster and go too far. Okay, we'll go to our 4. Now we're going to go down to our 4.5, and then a little bit more to our 4 and 5/8. Okay, hopefully that looks pretty good. It doesn't have to be completely perfect, but that looks awesome. Let me take this out and show you. So now what we have are just these two little slits, what we've created. Grab your paper trimmer, and we're going to cut it in half. Then we're going to go ahead to the back side of it, and we're going to kind of just fold it, scored, where that scored spot is, and create a little a line here, kind of. So we have a straight end there. Then we can go and flip it and remove these little slits we've made. This 1 and 2. And there we go. We have our opening. We're ready to assemble this guy. Except for I want to go ahead and stamp on here some awesome little Wees. So we have our Pool Party ink. Let me open that up. And these just need to be super random. We know that this piece is going to be where my Piggy is going to be. And these bigger pieces are where it's folded to the top and the bottom. So you can plan accordingly, but it will be open up to see these 3 pieces the most. So let me go ahead and stamp on, this is going to be my front here. So that way most of our Wees, I want them reading face up. And shame on me, I haven't put my sticker on my back yet, so you don't know that actually says Wee, but it does. Ink it up. Let me put that ink so you can see it again. Your Pool Party. And just go randomly. Have a couple of Wees. You can have a couple of them upside down too. That's fine. Wees are supposed to be fun. This, I love a good play on words, and this one is just so perfect for it. The little nursery rhyme, this little piggy, you know, went to the market. This little piggy stayed home. This little piggy had roast beef, and this little piggy had none. And then this little piggy, the very, very last one, would go wee, wee, wee all the way home. So super, super fun set. This was actually on my wish list even before I saw these dies available. You don't have to do much stamping on this part here because that will be underneath and we won't be able to see that later. Let me put one more, maybe right here. That might be covered by our grass though too. All right, put that ink away. Let's go ahead and set this side for a minute and do some of our coloring for our pigs and stamping for our pigs. We have our cute little cake piggy, and now we need to get our scooter piggy. Ooh, I lied though. I do need to get this assembled just a little bit because that will tell me where I need to put it. So grab your bone folder and let's go ahead and fold our score lines. I like to do a little just with your hands at first to make sure we have it the right spots, and then I'll take my bone folder over it. Okay. Just because there's so many score lines here. Work our way through it. And once these score lines have been burnished, you can totally see how the card's taking shape a little bit more to make our tunnels to create that push-up, or piggy push-up. All right, there we go. And this was gonna be my front. So what we're gonna do is stick this little piece here. Needs to go inside of our slit. And I'm gonna have it right about here. So I'm sticking it in here. I'm not gluing anything down, but I'm just figuring out where I need to do my placement. So then I'm gonna fold this part right here over it. Then we're gonna push it down. Let's see if I can get it to go. Hold on. There we go. I'll hold it with one hand and slide it down with the other. There we go. Now what I need to do is grab my pencil and just know that I'm not going to stamp anything below there. Perfect. Which, you know, it's about 1 inch. So if you don't want to be fussing around with that slit, that's the measurement here. You have your inch where it's not going to be seen. So you want to stamp above there. But I just wanted to show you how I came about that spot. All right, Memento ink is your best friend when it comes to coloring with stamping blends. This is my Piggy on a scooter. I'm going to take the actual ink to the stamp since it is larger than my ink pad. You saw when I was stamping the Wii, my ink stayed down and I went to my stamp to the ink. Now I'm doing ink to the stamp. Getting that nice and coated with that black, and I can see it nicely on there. I'm going to line it up above my pencil line, right about there. Perfect. Then I go ahead and grab my pencil and just erase it. It's good as new. Go ahead and put our Memento ink away and let's do some coloring. I will try to do this fast, but I also want to show you just some couple techniques. And I did Piggy's both very differently. This one was a solid color and this one's more of like a blotchy color. But I wanted to show him that pigs are not just all one tone and that we have lots of different color options for you as well. Let's go ahead and color our pigs in. And it doesn't matter. I'm using the SU blends that from 700 to 1000. So these are our 4 shades that are kind of skin tone. And a pig, some pigs have darker colors, but I'm going more of that pinky pig for this one today. I want to pick 2 of them. It doesn't matter which 2, it just depends on which ones you like. I do like to use a practice piece of paper before to see how dark it is. So that one's probably one of my darker ones. And I feel like that one, oh, that one's pretty light too. Okay. So if you're not sure of your colors, go through them all and see which one's the lightest of them on a scrap piece of paper. And I'll give you a better idea. So I'm going to color in this cute little light one. I think the 700 is the lightest of the group. I'm going to go then to the 800, I think. Let's do... Yes, we'll do 800 and 700 for this Piggy here, and then we'll use all 4 for this one. All right, let's go ahead and color our cake Piggy in. And I'm just going to use the brush tip here, and you just kind of, like a paintbrush, go over them very softly. I'm going to leave the inside of my ear not colored and just do a lighter color in there. I'm going over these ears here. I'm leaving my snout and my hooves not colored as well. I'll do that lighter as well. So just very softly. You don't have to push down hard when you're using the stamping blends. But you do want to make sure that you color it all at one time because that wet marker is what makes it blend nicer. So when I'm going to go over it again a little bit in some areas, I'll go back over this back side here just to darken that up. And then I'm going to take off this part and I'm going to use his little tail. So it has 2 sides, has more of a nub side and more of a brush side. Oh, I forgot his little leg over here, which we'll also use the little nub for. Okay, grab that lighter color and let's go ahead and do the inside ear right here. Oh, that's actually the darker color. That's okay. He'll just have dark inside ears now. We'll make our piggies different from each other. We'll get his little nose. Which one? This one is the 700. Okay, 700's a little bit darker. His little hooves. Super cute. I think I actually like him better that way. Happy accident. Super cute piggy there. Love him. All right, let's go ahead and go over to this piggy here. And I'd like to start with the lighter one first. So let's go ahead and grab, let's see. Which one's our lightest? I thought it was this one. Nope, not that one. It must be this guy here. Yeah, let's go over our lightly over here. And you guys can make any pattern you want. I wanted him to kind of have like a patchy look to him. So we did a little bit there. We'll go on to our next one and do kind of a circle. And it's funny, the first time I was playing with these and with the blends, I just wanted to figure out which color I liked the best for the piggy. And so I was just had stamped one on a scrap piece of paper, and then I was trying it out, only to realize that I really liked him to be multicolored. It was really cute. All right, this one looks like the lightest one, and this one is the 1000. Go like that. Okay. Again, I'm just picking and coloring, and then go back over. Oop, and this is our darkest one, which is 700. So it must be the darkest starts with the lower number. And then we have the lighter is the higher number. Okay. Let's use the little nub for his tail. I'm going to go over again with the 1000. So that was what we decided was our lightest one. Yeah. I'm going to go over with the little tip. Well, we'll just do the brush for his snout. We'll have it be light. His little hooves. And then I'm going to just kind of blend it again. Just where these colors are meeting. Okay. And there's our cute little piggy. Oh my goodness. Let them dry, and we'll continue coloring our other parts of this card. We'll do the easiest things next. So I have our tires on this one that I just kind of colored in with our gray granite. And the tires you won't see very much, actually, depending on how open he is. I did a little bit on that guy too. Okay. I'm using the Parakeet Party, Daffodil Delight, and Pool Party as my color choices. Let's go ahead and grab our Daffodil Delight for our birthday sign. And this one is the light one. Our stamping blends come in 2 shades of that same color. I'll go over it, and then for when you use the light, it's easy just to go over it in certain areas if you want it to be darker on other parts with the same color. I'm going to grab the nub side because we want to color the inside of our light here and the back side of our light there and this little guy there. And then I'm also going to color these stars yellow for our little confetti of fun, and pick one of the spring parts to have it as well. Okay, let's go ahead with our Parakeet light, and let's color our cute little scooter here. And it doesn't matter which way you do it. If you want this to be all one color, if you like having multiple colors, just kind of play with it. We'll do this guy here and his cute little seat. Okay, I'm going to grab that darker color of Parakeet Party and go over those middle sections. You just want to make sure when you're putting your stamping blends away that the lids are on tight, because they will dry out. These are alcohol based, and we need them to have that in order for them to blend nicely, to be wet. So do not let it dry out, and put your lids on nice and tight. And you can hear it when I put them on, like it does like a click noise. Cute. Look how cute that's looking. Okay, grab your little nub side, and this one, let's see. I think I chose this little confetti here, like a swirl, or the half moon-like shape. And we'll do our dots that color too. Pick one of the little swirlies, color that in. Grab our pool party. Do the last little swirl, color in your triangles. Cute. I did have, oh, let's see. I think I put it away. Let's see if I have it nearby. This little dirt part here, I went ahead and I used the crumb cake on it. Just that little extra feature, but I don't know. Let's see. There we go. If I have it nearby. Here's my dark plum cake. So let me go ahead and just do a little bit on that bottom there, and then this guy will be ready. And I'm using the nub side and just going over that outline of the stamped. Again, a simple detail, but it's super nice to have that done. Okay, again, we'll have this little piggy sitting in the dirt, because you know that's what pigs do, right? Especially when they're getting ready for a party. Oh, all right. Grab your pool party. Let's go ahead and finish off this balloon. I'm using the brush tip side, but I totally need to be careful because I don't want to color in that white. So just use a very tip or change over to your nub when you're going around that white spot there. There you go. And do like crescent shapes, like a moon shape when we're coloring this in. Love it. Turn it over to the nub and color in our little blue candle. Grab your daffodil. Color in the flame of our candle, and I like to have the plate too. That was a fun little, make that match. And choose if you want light, dark, or a little bit of both for your cake. I'm doing the light for the actual cake part. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and use the dark for the top of the cake. All right, so cute. Thank you for bearing with me to let me show you those extra little things that we did just to add the coloring. I thought about doing that all beforehand, but sometimes if you've never done it before, it's nice to see it. So this is what I'm doing now is I'm going to cut out our little stamped, this little piggy, and just have it fussy cut out. There's no right or wrong measurements for this one. They just need to fit on the sign. So I'll put, I like to have it fairly close to the letter so there's not a lot of white space so it can fit on that sign. Do this little piggy. Okay, grab your sign, and instead of putting glue on the back of those little tiny pieces of paper, I'm gonna put a dot of glue where I want that word to be. I know where I want it to be because I placed it on there before. Be sure to play with it a little bit before you just put the glue so you know. All right, let's make sure I put the right phrasing though. Should be, this will be first. Little piggy says, and I'm using my take a pic tool. Hopefully you guys saw that. This is the putty side. So I was able to grab those little pieces super easy and attach them to where they need to be. For me, that would have taken me forever to try to pick up a little piece and stick it on there. And so love my take a pic tool. All right, we are almost ready to put this together now. Let's glue this onto here. And the other basic white, I'm using my Stampin' Seal because I'm gluing with the onto basic white. So one of the few times I actually use seal is only when I have basic white. So just because we don't want to have glue lines showing through. Just have to hover and hold and then press down. We do need to go ahead and add our cute little banners to this one as well. Flip over the back of the die cuts of them. And it doesn't matter which one goes first, it's totally up to you. I had the green one start first, and all I'm doing is putting a little drop of glue on each of the triangle part of the banner. Okay. So I started with my green, and I had it go from corner to the next edge here, edge to edge, I guess. Then I threw in my blue one, and I had it starting from the corner and trying to cross over a little bit there. Oh, there we go. Make sure that's sticking. And let's throw our yellow guy in. And this one is just an extra little scallop here on the top here. Okay, kind of clustered like that. Perfect. All right, let's grab our card base back in and show you how we're gonna put this together. So what we need to do is let me grab my bone folder just to give a nice extra crease. We're gonna put some tear tape on the bottom here. You could use liquid glue, you just have to let it dry. So we're gonna not spend time letting it dry and just use some tear tape. Tear tape, you're gonna use it to measure along. It's about that 5, it is that 5.5 is our length here. So if you really wanted to measure it, you could. Okay. So before we place this down, what you need to make sure you do when you stick this through is that we want to kind of line it up so it's in the center of our little slit there. Okay, and let's make sure that we cut it. Yep, it'll slide through. Perfect. Wide enough. So remove the tape, the backing of that one. Slide this through the hole first, the slit, and then we're going to line this up so it's the bottom right here is flush to that edge here. Just to make sure it's lined up in the center above and press down. Perfect. We'll do tear tape again on this side. And grab it, measure it about there. And I have too much extra, so I could just rip it off or use my paper snips to cut it off, doesn't matter. Kind of push it down so we know it's going to attach the backing of it. There we go. Okay, now this is probably the trickiest part, is just lining these ones up. So my tip to you is just to hold the bottoms so you have your corners together right here. And then we're going to get our other corner on this side together. And we need to get that right here. Oh, that was looking good. And then push down. And there we go. Now we just need to add our front details. Oh, he's so cute coming out there. Love him. Okay, keep it flat and we'll go ahead and add our last bit. Here is where we're going to attach that 3/4 strip right here. We're going to add our grass. Just put a little bit of glue on the very bottom. Don't worry about any of that spiky spot. In fact, we want that grass part to be loose. Put that along here about center. So remember that's about 4 inches. So you want to be centered to where that is as well. Grab our little piggy. We're going to put just a little bit of glue on his bottom, not anything on his top. And we're going to just slide him right here. Looks like I need maybe a little bit more glue or some more time for this grass here. Then grab some dimensionals on the back of our sign. I'm using the mini ones because I don't need it to be too crazy. In fact, I'm not going to put it on the back of my sign. I'm going to put it so that way it's going to slide in so our grass is a little bit in front like that. Oh, make sure I'm not removing that piggy. And we'll put our dimensionals on the actual card itself instead of our sign. Okay. I feel like I'm gonna lose my Piggy on this one. Let me add a little bit more glue. See, he's shifting. And slide it back. Nice save. And slide it under the grass a little bit and press down where those dimensionals are. And there we go. We have our cute little Piggy, and out pops up our happy birthday scooter pig. Isn't that so much fun? I know that took a little bit longer than usual, so thank you for hanging out with me if you watched this whole thing, and I hope that you learned some fun tips. The last thing I would suggest is just add a little bit of Winkostella to either your cake or your balloon to give it that extra party look there. All right, you guys, there it is. So cute. Hopefully you guys have learned something new and give this fun card a try. Remember, this Perfect Partners promotion is only available through September. The Piggies are available all year long, but those dies that cut them out and have these awesome extra bonus shapes like that cute little wagon and our little banner pieces there are only for September. All right, you guys, have a great weekend. Happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.